The white working class turned against the Democrat Party in a historic fashion during this election. The numbers are stunning. Really stunning. Now, I'm not a data porn kind of fag, like those low testosterone losers at The Guardian and 538, but I have to share a few of the key stats from Pew Research with you. This is the election gap chart. Now, college-educated whites voted for Donald Trump by a 4% margin, which is similar to how they voted for Mitt Romney. Embarrassing. You should be ashamed of yourselves. A little embarrassing, but we know that the never-Trump cucks were all dorky, college-educated, sort of Washington insider types, all kind of college eggheads, you know? But when you look at non-college educated people, the numbers are absolutely amazing. They voted by a 39% margin for Donald Trump. These are the deplorables. As much as hip millennials posting Pepe on Twitter, these people are the deplorables. And let's be clear about one thing. Non-college educated doesn't mean stupid. This has been an assumption made by the left in their sort of desire to paint what I would call real America as a country of ignorant rednecks and hillbillies and racists. This obviously is not the case. It's ridiculous. Some of the smartest and most successful people in history, in any field, have been college dropouts and people who never went in the first place. What being a non-college educated person means is that you were smart enough not to pay $40,000 a year to be lectured to about microaggressions, which is pretty much all it means these days. These people who did not attend college, well, put it this way, a lot of them accrue on my tour, for instance. In fact, most of my employees did not go to college or dropped out of college. They are smarter, like I am smarter, than 90% of the people in this room. No offense. Really, really, really clever and talented and brilliant, even if we put the full stops in the wrong place sometimes, periods you call them. Now, the people that work for me are already more successful, and they already have more enjoyable jobs and more political and cultural influence than most of you will ever have. My point is that non-college educated isn't a synonym for dumb redneck or idiot. A good 50% of the most successful people I know don't have a college degree. The split among all voters is just amazing. All college graduates went to Hillary by 9% margin, while all people without degrees went to Trump by 8%. We haven't seen this kind of gap since 1980. There's a huge gulf opening up, and it isn't just the racial divide that the left is desperate to kick off. You know, it wants to split us all up, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But there's a gap opening up in America between people who go to college and people who don't. And my experience of America so far very often has been the people who don't go to college are the people I would much rather spend my time with. The people who do go to college, with the exception of valiant souls like you, braving the elements, Antifa, and the ire of your own professors to come and listen to me. Some of the few people who have emerged from the American higher education system who aren't total cunts. So rather than smart versus dumb, it's helpful to think about this in terms of culture. Helpful to think of the split in cultural terms. And when we look at the way